Have you ever looked at a modern car after a minor fender bender and wondered, why are bumpers made of plastic now? At first glance, it almost seems like a step backward. Older cars had thick, chrome-plated steel bumpers that looked nearly indestructible, while today's bumpers can crack or dent from what seems like a small impact. So why did automakers replace tough metal with plastic? Is it simply to save money, or is there more engineering behind the change? As it turns out, modern bumpers are designed very differently than those from decades ago, and their real job might surprise you. Let's break it down, right here, on History of Simple Things. The earliest automobiles didn't even have bumpers. As traffic increased in the early 1900s, manufacturers began adding simple steel bars to protect the front and rear of vehicles from low-speed collisions. By the 1950s and 1960s, massive chrome-plated steel bumpers had become a signature styling feature. They looked strong, shiny, and could often survive parking lot bumps with little visible damage. In the 1970s, safety regulations became stricter, particularly in the United States. Automakers developed heavier bumpers capable of withstanding low-speed impacts without damaging the vehicle. While effective, these bumpers added significant weight and made cars less fuel efficient. As engineers searched for better solutions, they realized that simply making bumpers stronger wasn't always the safest approach. Instead, they began designing bumpers that could absorb crash energy while reducing vehicle weight. That shift led to the modern bumper system we see today. One of the biggest misconceptions is that today's bumpers are made entirely of plastic. They're not. The visible outer shell is called the bumper cover, and it's usually made from durable plastics such as polypropylene or thermoplastic olefins. Behind that cover sits a layer of energy-absorbing foam, followed by a reinforcement beam made from high-strength steel, aluminum, or composite materials. Think of it like a helmet. The hard outer shell provides shape and protects against scratches, while the materials underneath absorb impact energy. A car bumper works in much the same way. So while the outside feels like plastic, the actual strength comes from the hidden structure underneath. One major reason manufacturers use plastic is weight. Plastic bumper covers weigh far less than solid steel bumpers. Reducing vehicle weight improves fuel economy, increases electric vehicle range, and lowers emissions. Plastic is also incredibly flexible. During low-speed impacts, it can bend and return to its original shape without permanently deforming. Steel, on the other hand, tends to dent or bend permanently, often requiring replacement or extensive repairs. Plastic also offers designers much greater freedom. Modern bumpers feature smooth curves, aerodynamic shapes, integrated air vents, parking sensors, cameras, radar systems, and even decorative trim. Creating those complex shapes from stamped steel would be much more difficult and expensive. Because plastics don't rust like steel, they also hold up better against rain, road salt, and changing weather conditions. Although paint can still chip or crack, the material itself won't corrode. Many people assume a stronger bumper always means better protection. Surprisingly, that's not true. In a collision, the goal isn't for the bumper to remain perfectly intact. Instead, it's designed to manage and absorb energy before it reaches the passenger compartment. Modern bumper systems work together with crumple zones built into the car's frame. During a crash, certain components are intentionally designed to deform in controlled ways. This process spreads out the forces of impact, helping reduce the amount of energy transferred to the people inside the vehicle. If the bumper were an extremely rigid piece of solid steel, Much more crash energy could be transmitted directly into the car's structure and its occupants. In other words, controlled damage can actually improve safety. That's why engineers often say modern cars are designed to protect people first and parts second. If plastic bumpers are so advanced, why do even small accidents sometimes cost thousands of dollars? The answer has less to do with the plastic itself and more to do with what's hidden behind it. Modern bumpers often contain parking sensors, backup cameras, adaptive cruise control radar, blind spot monitoring equipment, wiring harnesses, and various electronic components. Even a seemingly minor collision may require replacing sensors, recalibrating safety systems, repainting the bumper cover, or repairing hidden structural parts. The bumper is no longer just a protective bar, it's become part of a sophisticated safety and driver assistance system. Plastic bumper covers are also faster and more efficient to manufacture. Using injection molding, automakers can produce complex shapes in a single piece with less waste than stamped steel. This speeds up production, reduces manufacturing costs, and makes it easier to update bumper designs for new vehicle models. Although many people miss the rugged chrome bumpers of classic cars, today's bumper systems are the result of decades of engineering improvements. The plastic outer cover isn't a sign that manufacturers are cutting corners. It's a carefully chosen material that reduces weight, resists corrosion, improves aerodynamics, and allows bumpers to work alongside modern safety systems. So the next time you see a car with what looks like a plastic bumper, remember that appearances can be deceiving. Beneath that lightweight outer shell is an engineered system designed to absorb energy, protect passengers, and help modern vehicles meet demanding safety standards. It may not survive every scrape without damage, but when it matters most, it's doing exactly what it was designed to do. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.